iDiski Times has got a WhatsApp channel. If you want to get breaking news stories immediately on your phone on WhatsApp, please click the link on the description to join the iDiski Times WhatsApp channel. iDiski TV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiski Times, the CEO doze iqela le Mamelodi Sundowns. Lasifaka igama lalo emnqwazini kumagama aquka iOrlando Pirates, Al Ahly, Al Hilal Omdurman. Liqela ke elenza imimangaliso lixova kubhakwa, lithatha amatshe liwajika beze zonke, lithatha amanzi liwajika abe yi-vein, inyembezi kaVitoria. Al Hilal Omdurman ibi ngu-number 1 kwigroup yayo, nangona bekotakota nabantu baseSudan bebulalana ngomcimbi we-oil namamelika njalo njalo. Kaliwa pha Florent Ebenge esenza umsebenzi oncomekayo. So ke Al Hilal, amaqela afana no-Sundowns, Orlando Pirates namanye ke amaqela sedlulile kwenye isigaba sokhuphiswano, isigaba ke soba ke ngokawuhlanjwa impahla umuntu ophumileyo. Mhlalutyi wethu ubone njani umdlalo?
Nasho kunjani Nkuleko?
Yes sir.
Hayi sengibulisile thi ngivele ngibele phezulu.
Yes sir.
Let me start by congratulating coach Fatlu Davis for qualifying.
Oh, he also
Nesima.
qualified.
Yeah, he
as well.
qualified.
I think is it Confed?
Confed, yes.
It must be. It must be
Confed.
Confed.
I think Nkuleko's top of the group, less goals conceded. Congratulations as well to Mamelodi Sundowns under 18 for winning the Hydro Cup in Namibia. Congratulations to Coach Dino.
Niyazdalela eNamibia.
It's an institution.
eNamibia, niyazdalela eNamibia.
No, but it should. It was expected to be.
Bayalamba abantu baseNamibia.
Yeah. No resources. We've got a better quality. So we were just going there to collect. We were invited.
Now, well done. What's the name of the coach again?
Tito van Rooyen. I don't know if I'm Tino van Rooyen. I hope I'm pronouncing him properly. Another thing, I wanted to say congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns, no Miguel Cardoso. I don't want to be long today, but I want to mention something very important, something that I've never done. I want to say congratulations to a Mamelodi Sundowns supporter, but one specific supporter, in my opinion, Ubobo, the one that we work with. I think I want to speak about Ubobo a little bit. I think he's an exceptional human being from a human perspective. But I think what they are doing for this club from a fan perspective, I just want to shut them out. People don't know the level of work that it goes in bringing in those people into the stadium. I think
the activations.
but it was online, but they put in the work by being on the ground. And that takes a lot, because they sacrifice to do these things. They're not paid by the club. They're not expected even to be paid. It's the love they have for Mamelodi Sundowns. So that's the biggest stakeholders. I want to shut the ball on Nabo Long and so many people that have done an incredible job, because this team has done their job on the pitch for so many years. And it's a conversation that I was having alone. When I was before I came to the studio to say, I think even as a Mamelodi Sundowns fan, I think I'm going to have to accept that this team might have a chance or to compete in the Champions League if we don't play our normal football. Yes, do we have the profile of the players that can play the kind of football that I'm thinking Miguel wants to introduce? I don't think so, because you're looking at the profile of midfielders that we have. We've got ball players. Maybe Tebza is the only one who's physical and aggressive. But Ucheko Allen, Uchekabo Neo, Uchekabo Mkulise, even the one that we just brought in now, Jaden Adams, ball players, very tiny in terms of his body, almost like Spanish midfielders. You even look at the profile of forwards, maybe Reina Sipel, who's got pace to run in behind. There's no physicality. I think maybe that's why they are bringing in the striker that they are bringing in to help us in physicality. You look at
which strikers?
Lebu Mutiba. I think maybe that's the reason I'm thinking in my idea, because for me in Kulego, I think it's going to take even more than just technical work to win the Champions League or to even reach the final. I think.
I hope whatever you do, you've been the best team in Africa for the past 2 years. Not this year, not this last 12 months. But there was a point for 12 straight months you were the best team in Africa playmaking. You didn't have to win the Champions League to confirm that status. Yeah. You could see all the teams feared you. I hope whatever you're doing to try and win the Champions League, win it however you want to win it, I hope you don't get used to it. I hope you don't get used to trying to win the Champions League ugly. Trying to win the Champions League not playmaking. Because you are a team that playmakes. You are the leader of this continent in terms of football. That's why Bafana, copy, paste. Take your players, they do the same thing there at the African Cup of Nations. An African Cup of Nations which is shit in general on the football playing side.
From a playing perspective,
Playing perspective. But when you look at Bafana, you're like, oh, okay, cool. These Sundowns players really copy and paste that. And hopefully even Tito Maswanganyi is adding that element as well. So I hope whatever you do with your desperation of wanting to win the Champions League, do it 1 year. And hope you can win, but I hope you don't continue trying to win it that way.
That's my biggest worry, Nkulego. That's my biggest worry, because even with, you look at the Orlando Pirates, right, Nkulego? Even if they win the league, do they have a squad to win them the league continuously? Are they building a team that's... Because for me, even with
And
Sundowns...
the average age and their players, yes, but maybe not the template, because I'm still looking for Pirates to play make. They're winning matches, but
control,
they're not, yeah, the control of them.
Control.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. I'm still looking for them, but they are winning, playing attacking football, enterprising football. But there is not a lot of I'm passing you, you're passing back, we're passing square, we're passing back again, we control, we are frustrating the opposition, which is perhaps someone could argue that philosophically that's not what Pirates has always wanted to do. They've always wanted to look at their wingers, to go to Makanya, Remy, and then try to find your Vilagazes historically, right? But you are playmakers. You are the leaders of African football in terms of playing, making, and controlling. However, that's not won you the Champions League. That's where the panic is coming in.
That's my point to say. I think... Because when you analyze the CAF Champions League, even with European Champions League, it's similar. The best ball-playing teams, it's always the teams that are more pragmatic. And I think with the Al Ahly, we have to learn a lot from them.
I'm smiling because I'm reading Arsene Wenger's autobiography. That's what it says. Because he lost it in 2006, UEFA Champions League, and he became a grumpy old man. Every year he's like, but I'm watching these teams. They're not better than my team.
Even in England.
Which did not win the UEFA Champions League. So the best team does not always win. It's a team that is pragmatic, which we should not condone that. But that's what happens.
Because that's my biggest worry. Because if you're looking at... Sorry, I hope we don't take long. Even though Arsene Wenger, you check, he never won the English Premier League, but he played the best football.
He did with the Invincible.
But for me, with Sundowns...
It's the UEFA Champions League that eluded him. And he keeps on saying that. And it's true from his point of view that... Oh, look at Mourinho. And Mourinho plays shit football. Look at Mourinho. He's won it 2 times or 3 times, however many times he's won it, but it doesn't play decent football. He doesn't play football that you could pay your money and watch it. Let's look at Sundowns here. I suppose there's other videos where we describe the style of play, whatever happened. But what do you feel about them as where they are now in the Champions League? Because it's very difficult. I get what you're saying as well, that you've played before.
We've done it all.
You've played and you've gone to the semi-finals. It was your year in 2023, unfortunately.
We were the best team in Africa.
Absolutely. What's your feeling now about them?
You know what I'm getting, Kulego? And I'm allowed to change my mind. I'm an old man. I'm not sitting here and saying we're going to win the Champions League, but I believe it's so a little bit. Because now when you watch North Africans and when you're watching Al Ahly yesterday in Kulego, it's a different model that they use. They play completely different away from home. And at home, they use the influence of the fans. I think where the team is now, I think from a set-piece level, we scored in a set-piece in the first goal, which is good for us. I think from a defensive perspective, we look very solid, even though we considered a cheap goal. I think we can defend a little bit better. In midfield, we control the game a little bit better, which is the most crucial asset that we have. Getting control of the game, being in control of the game. We've got a special player, Lucas Ribeiro, who can change the game and win the game anytime for Mamelodi Sundowns.
But are you confident though? Like, are you at a place where you're like, okay, we're probably gonna win it, or we might win it? Because there was no rhyme and reason with Chiefs, and they went to the final. With Pirates, they have a fabulous attack. Where there's no rhyme and reason is that historically they haven't been in the last 5 years in the Champions League every semi-final, but it's just first attempt again at the group stages. And they might just go maybe further than you. So there's no rhyme and reason in the Champions League, unfortunately. You know, you're not the team that makes the most, that controls the most games, is not always guaranteed.
It's not. My biggest thing, I think I might say, the fans, for me, this team will do well if the fans play their role. I think the 12th man is so important. I think even with them, fans are important. How they influence the ref, the food, the traveling. I think for me, the Mamelodi Sundowns fans need to start learning how to play Champions League.
It may not be limited to only the match itself.
Yeah, not the matches only. We need to start learning to play and making it hostile for opponents, more especially when they come to South Africa. The only credit I can give Orlando Pirates is we need to learn from their fans how to build a soul, more especially Orlando with what they have at Orlando Stadium.
Absolutely.
We need to build that at Pretoria as well. I understand, and I encourage Wonkama and Mamelodi Sundowns fan to help the club, because the team has done everything technically, tactically, psychologically with the players. Those players are strong mentally. You can see what they did with Bafana. Technically, they look very good. But for now, I think the fans are important now. The fans must play their role.
Right.
Can everyone go to the stadium every time it's a Champions League match?
Right, there you go. Thank you very much, Lindo. We keep them very short. You are about to stop us. You can stop us officially.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Go for work,